Traders, this is Blake Morrow. You are listening to the Morning Edge webinar. I want to welcome you all back, and let's go ahead and get the bias chart ready, and so we can do our morning analysis. And like I said, today is going to be you got to be really careful with days like today. And I'm going to reiterate my stance here is just find the prices that you want to be long or short and wait for them. This is one of those days that I think you're going to have to exercise a lot of patience, and you might actually even want to start looking at some of these cross rates. I think they might provide some better opportunities versus actually playing some of these dollar pairs. The Aussies hit new lows. Anyway, let's start with the euro dollar. And the thing about the euro here is we are approaching a big fib. It's at the 113.70 level. And I was thinking about this level overnight, and I was worried that we were getting really close and not quite getting there. But you can see that the euro dollar, the 113.70, it is a 618 retracement, and I actually have to write down the number. I mean, I know we're right here, and you're probably asking, well, if I want to get long the euro, do I do it right here? And you can, all right. I think that you have managed risk if you want to get on the long side here. But the flip side to that is, if we do break these lows, you also have to think about where we could go. So my opinion is, if we break this 113.70, we might see 113 rather quickly. Now, what I also want to check really fast is I want to take a look at this next, this whole entire leg up. That was the spike low following, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that day was it was either the ECB or the FOMC. I'm just trying to think. FOMC, ECB. I can't remember right off the top of my head. But anyway, so the 38% retracement and then the 786 both match up at 113, basically 113.10. So my 2 cents are, if we do break through these lows, okay, which is at 113.70, then the next stop is going to be at 113.10, right? So you can write this down just in case, 113.10 and 113.70. Again, you might be asking yourself, well, can I get long the euro dollar here? I personally am not going to. Because I'd rather trade the euro dollar on the short side, because the dollar had such a strong close on over the weekend. What I'd rather do is sell into some strength. So if we get a bounce like this up to 114.50, that's what I'd rather do. Is I'd rather be on the short side up here, okay, rather than trying to play counter trend, or what I feel is counter trend. All right. So if we rally to 114.60, that's personally where I'd rather be on the short side. So 114.60. We are in a range environment. All right. All right. Let's take a look at the cable. So the cable, the cable is actually a little stronger today. Here's the pound. The pound's a little stronger today. It's outpacing the euro. The last Brexit poll I just saw was basically even. They're and we're getting close. I mean, the referendum is next month, so we're going to start seeing some pretty good volatility in the pound, I think, over the next couple of weeks, especially as the vote swings, and the polls swing one direction or the other. Personally, I am still on the long side of the cable, being that I'm short the euro pound. You know, I wish I was long on the pound New Zealand still. The pound New Zealand's up towards 212, where, you know, I think dips below 210 are a great opportunity to be on the long side. Um, so in other words, I like to trade the pound long, at least through the crosses, and I don't necessarily want to play the cable on the long side here per se. Um, but let's take a look at the pound dollar. So the pound, like I said, it's outpacing the euro to the to the upside. It's not falling quite like the euro is at this moment. Uh, we held a 50% retracement. Now that 50% retracement is just from, you know, coming out of this wedge, and that's from the trend low that was in April all the way to the highs. The 50% retracement is holding us. So this is a pretty big. I mean, look, if you look at the, let's grab the. I'm gonna grab a pen really quick. Highlighter. You can see right through here. You got your 50% retracement. You have a lot of what I like to call high traffic area around here. Okay, so therefore, this 144 is probably going to be some pretty big support, you know, right down here, right? Um, that low is 143.74, so basically 143.75 is going to be pretty key support for today. And you know, if you want to get long the cable, and you're like, well, I'm bearish the dollar. You know, I'm just saying, if you know this is your stance, like I'm bearish the dollar. Then what I would do is I'd probably wait for another dip down here towards the lows and play against that, you know, support. All right, so I'm going to write down 143.75 as support for today. It's not great support. It's just support. 143.75. All right, resistance. Check something out. High to low. 38% retracement is near that spike high. The 50% retracement's right at that spike high, right? All those spike highs right here. So now, if you want to be, if you're like, well, I just want to, I want to be on the short side of the cable. I just would rather do it at a higher price. Then that's probably the way I'd play it. I play it like this. So I'd play it on the short side at 145.75. Okay, and I'll put it in a range as well. All right, let's take the Swissy. Now the Swissy, this is one currency that I can't believe I'm not on the long side of right now, but that's okay. I'm going to look for a good dip if I can get long on a dip. I'm going to do that. Let's remove this. Let's remove this. Let's remove this. Now, last week, which was so huge, we created this this false breakdown last week. I played it to the long side, and I ended up making like 30 pips, and kills me because I knew like that was such a big reversal that it kills me that I didn't stick around longer, right? But at 786 held. So at this stage, this stage in the game, I think if you can get some sort of dip, I don't think we're going to make it all the way back down there. I just don't think that there's going to be too many buyers ahead of there. You know what I'm saying? Like this spike low, I mean that's like man, that was like the dream position to be on the long side down here, sub 95 cents. So now we got to figure out, well, how deep of a dip can we get? And let me get rid of that. I was gonna move that, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this. So if we can get a dip down to 95, if we can get a dip to 95.90, that'd be great. I just don't think that that's going to happen. As wonderful as I think a trade to be on the long side down here would be, I have my doubts. I have my doubts that we're going to make it down there, but I'll write it down anyway. So 95.90, okay, if we can get it, and like I said, I just don't see it as even possible today, but you never know. Okay. Now the resistance at the highs are going to be important for bears, because if that gets taken out, then that's the 786 retracement. Then next thing you know, we're gonna be testing this breakout point. But I think for today, 97.30 is going to be resistance. We are in a range, but buying dips I think is going to be preferred here. All right, let's go to the yen. So the yen, this is the warning I'm going to give you if you're bearish the dollar. Okay, I'm going to give you this warning if you're bearish the dollar. The dollar yen has basically, here, let's go over the weekly chart. We have tagged last week the 105.50, which was this breakout point that we had been targeting for months, and we finally made it there. And no, I'm not long. I have my reservations about being long the yen pairs right now, but regardless of how, I knew this was going to be big support, and we went basically to 105.50, and we've already bounced. I mean, we bounced almost 300 pips from that support already. To me, this looks like a channel, and what that actually means to us is that, and we'll get rid of this inverted head and shoulder pattern because that never played out last week. Now that we've cleared this resistance here at 106.70 or 107.70, excuse me, it looks very possible that over the next couple of days that we rally back towards 110. Okay. I think if you want to short the dollar, and you want to short the dollar yen in particular, you have to wait till we get back above 110. That doesn't mean we're going to get up there today. Okay, we're in between fibs, so we're in between 38% retracement and the 50% retracement, which the 50% retracement comes in at 110.74. There's a spike high here. There's a spike low down here. So 108.75 is going to be very key resistance. Okay, 108.75. Dips now to 107.60 are going to be bought. So resistance 108.75 and support be 107.60, and we have gone now from being in a bearish trend to a range. Now, I want you guys to think about this. For those of you guys that have been here, every day for the last 6 months, when's the last time we've gone to a range environment from the dollar yen from a bearish? When's the last time we've gone from a bearish trend Or when's the last time we've taken it out of a bearish trend? Do you guys remember? When's the last time we've done that? Yeah. Kevin says above 122. I would say that the last time that we have gone from um, a we've gone from a bearish trend to range has been somewhere around here. Like I want to say it's probably in the 115 to 116 level. I know I shorted the dollar yen at 121 or 121 like 20. I know that for a fact. But I knew we were in a range and we were going to start our head and shoulder pattern. But we've literally had the bias chart in a bearish trend since we cracked the neckline. Would you all agree? So this is a pretty big development. Do you understand how big of a development this is? We've gone from bearish to range in the first time in, I want to say, probably 3 months, roughly. That's big. So what does that mean to you? Be careful shorting the dollar yen. And if you're going to short it at be really particular about where you're going to short it. Like I wouldn't mind shorting the dollar yen again, but I'm going to do it up here. I'm going to do it up here somewhere. And as that dollar yen continues to rally, all it's going to do is feed into dollar strength. That's why you have to be really careful being long the euro dollar right now. Okay. All right. So it's been a while. And by the way, you guys know how much I hate it when we're in just range environments everywhere. Dollar Canadian, we are out of a bearish trend. We are back in a range. Why? Because we came out of this descending wedge. What really bums me out is I'm not long the dollar Canadian right now, and it's crazy. Um, this dollar Canadian just does not want to stop. It doesn't. Okay, we're at a 24% retracement, and that's been holding us thus far. And if you look at this dollar Canadian, it is not backing off at all, which suggests to me that we're going to be going higher. We're going to continue to squeeze here. Let me look at this thing. $29, 129.55. And frankly, we may be in a bigger, longer term range, but I think I'm gonna have to buy some dollar Canadian right now. I'm gonna have to sit in it, and as long as it's above, I just bought some at 47, just a little bit. As long as it's above 129, I'm gonna stay long, and I'm gonna try to sell. Actually, I'm gonna sell. I'm gonna offer it out above 130. Yeah, this I have a sell order above 130, because this thing is not breaking down, and it looks extremely bullish. All right, we're wedging here, and yeah, if we break below 129, the Canadian's going to gain some strength. But you know, as those wildfires subside, and I'm sure, you know, the 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 Canadians will get a grip on this wildfire in Alberta, and when they do, you can see crude's already falling. The dollar Canadian is probably going to continue to rip, and it's going to rip past 130. So a lot of momentum here. Okay. Um, and frankly, I think we're going up to like 133. So, all right, dollar Canadian. Got that down. All right, I'm going to take a little bit of a break. When I come back, we're going to do the Aussie, the Kiwi, dollar index, and everything else. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Hi, traders. This is Blake Morrow. You are listening to the Morning Edge webinar. I want to welcome you all back. As you can see, the dollar Canadian is actually probing right into that resistance. We need to actually mark up further resistance here because, you know, frankly, I mean, it looks like it's going to, you know, try to move higher. So let's figure out where we can go past here, because I want to make sure that. Did anybody get long with me? I don't know if anybody got long with me here. So that's 161% extension. A couple of you guys did. See, we're hitting new highs right now. Where is the last time we had a higher high? That's the question, right? A couple of you guys, a lot of you guys have better prices than me, which is cool, which is good. What's this high here? 129.90. Okay, so that'll obviously be some resistance today. I mean, I guess 130 is just going to be a big deal. I mean, which way you slice it, right? It's a big round number. So just in case we continue to rally here, okay, all right, just so we have that number written down, 130. All right, let's go take a look at the Kiwi now. Like a bozo, I closed my Kiwi short literally a half an hour ago, or no, an hour and a half ago. I mean, I closed my Kiwi short like right here, and then this happens. What a jag off. All right. So we are breaking really key support right now. It's at 68. I was waiting for this to happen, and of course it happens after I get out of it. So we're trying to put in our double top. I guess I better tweet that so everybody knows that it's there. I guess let's do this. Oh, no, that's fine. Right? Mm-hmm. Let's do that, 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 and there you go. 5, 9, 16. Okay. Okay, New Zealand star double top and channel breakdown in play. Let's say 5, 9. There you go. we if we break through 67.60, that is going to be a very, very bearish event um, for the Kiwi. Matter of fact, I should be short some Kiwi here. I'm going to sell some. I can't believe I got out of it. So I'm gonna sell some, and I'm going to add. You know, obviously, if we break below 67.55, what is that low? 58, so 67.60. Okay. So 67.60.6760. That's key support. Let's figure out where resistance is. Um, Look at the S&Ps are coming down right now too. All right, so resistance. Where is resistance? So resistance would be right. I mean, so resistance is going to be up here like 67.25. So if it breaks back above 68.40, that would that'd mean we're heading back into that range. So 60, what is it? 68.40, 68.40, and we're actually just in a big ass range. As much as I want to put that as being bearish, I don't think it's really bearish. Okay. Let's go over to the Aussie. So, one of the guys in our chat room, I know I mentioned him quite a bit. He noticed this head and shoulder pattern. He's actually short, still short. It looks good. I mean, the Aussie looks like, I mean, you know, there's, unless we get above 74.70, you know, there's really no reason to be on the long side of this bad boy. That spike low is 74.14. So, I mean, the thing is, I doubt we're going to we're going to be making our way up there anytime in the near future. Let's move this out of the way. Just 73.83. So I'm just gonna write down 74.15. But if it gets up there, 74.15, then that's the place you want to be on the short side. We are in a big range, big range. Okay. We are at a 50% retracement, but bigger support comes down here at 72.50. Okay. Let's go take a look at the dollar index. Okay, we surpassed the 618 retracement. That 618 retracement came in from this high. We're above it. So, hold on. I need to put in my stop for the Kiwi. Hold on. See. Okay. So as far as the dollar index goes, we're coming right into some previous support. You can see that through here. Let me get rid of some of these just to get rid of them. Okay. So we're right up against resistance. What that really means for us is if we break through here, we're really going to take off in the dollar. Here, actually, let me just grab this one. So that comes in at 94, say roughly 94.20. Okay, if we take off above 94.20, this thing's going to launch. 94.20. I say that because we're going to take out this downtrend line here, so we're going to really take off. Support for the dollar. Getting near overbought in the 4-hour chart, but we've been up here before. It's not like this is uncommon area. So even if we break through these highs, RSI is going to get in the overbought territory, so we could make it all the way up to 94.50 without much of an issue. Where is support here? Oh, look at oil just coming under pressure right now. Yeah, I mean, this dollar Canadian's kind of struggling here, but I don't know if I would be on the I don't know if I'd be on the short side of this Canadian, because it looks like it wants to just take off. All right. Anyway, there's a lot of support right through here at 93.80. Oops. Wait, that's not very. 93.80. Okay. Let's go into the peso. So the peso, um, go Kiwi, break down. Let's do it. All right. So the peso, we struggled above this 18, but we're not really pulling back. So, you know, you guys know my 2 cents about the pesos. We're going higher before we're going lower. This is holding us right now. That comes in at 1780, 1781. And then the highs were at 817. Right? 1817. Yep. We're in a range. Well, this Kiwi looks like crap, doesn't it? So is the Aussie. Hey guys, hold on 1 second. I'm going to be right back to do the Nordic currencies. Just stand by, all right? Stand by. It'll be like literally a minute and a half. Hold on. All right, sorry about that, guys. I'm back. All right, so let's go actually into the Nordic currencies. So let's watch carefully this U.S. dollar Norwegian krona because crude's looking weaker, and this U.S. dollar Norwegian krona is threatening to break out of this channel, this down channel that we've been in. So I feel like I need to be long this thing right now. I'm not yet, but I feel like I need to be. I mean, with crude oil coming under pressure, dollar Canadian looks like it wants to take off towards 130. 825 is going to be key resistance. I know you guys, I think this is the number we wrote down last week too, so I'm going to write it down here. 825 is resistance. Oh wow, this Kiwi's getting just slapped. Just getting slapped. Woo, bye Kiwi. Bam. I might, let's see here. I mean, I shorted this stupid thing at, hold on, at 6803 is my cost average. Come on. Futures are rolling over. I'm thinking about just scalping out of it. That's why I'm sitting here. Hold on. Stand by. Let me check something before I scalp out of it. Hold on. I'm out for 23 pips. 24 pips actually. I'm gonna stick with the Canadian though. Did anybody short that Kiwi? All right. Like I said, I just got out of it. I took 24 pips out of it, so you can probably end up making more. That's all right. On a rally back to 68 cents, I'm just gonna short it again. You know what I mean? Um, yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna get back to the analysis portion of our day. Let's see. So the Norwegian krona. If crude continues to weaken, I'm really thinking about buying some U.S. dollar Norwegian krona right here. Hold on. So the euro is back at 114. So I'm gonna buy some U.S. dollar Norwegian krona right now. I just bought some at 55, and if it breaks through, we have 825 there. Support should be 816 right here. There should be support right through here. Just our Norwegian krona, 8.16, and resistance is 825, 8.25. That's going to be key resistance. If that breaks, we're going back into a bullish. We're going back into a bullish trend. The reason why is that this is a very bullish longer term trend. So if we break out of this, break higher here, that's going back into a bullish trend. So, in my opinion, Swedish krona. Now, I am not long the Swedish krona. I got asked by somebody if I'm still long. I'm not. But if we break through 818, this thing is history. Dips. We keep looking for dips down to this yellow line. I haven't seen any dip in the U.S. dollar Swedish krona. This is one of those things that, as well. If we get a dip to 803, that's it. And 818. So U.S. dollar, Swedish krona, 803, 8.03, 818, 818, and that is, if it breaks that, we're going back into the, in my opinion, back into the mid-range. Okay. All right. Your bias chart's done. I hate it when it's range like that the whole way around. Nothing more drive you, nothing more drive you crazy than this, right? Man, are you guys watching this Aussie New Zealand? This Aussie New Zealand's taking off too. I like it.